And that is exactly what we're talking about, sound dampening. But does sound dampening really have a role in our daily lives? Well, if you spend any time in a house, apartment, or car, it definitely does. So sound travels in waves of pressure that can both go around and reflect off of objects. And there are three main ways that we deal with unwanted sound. The first is distance. Sound waves don't travel forever. As you can observe, if you're trying to hear your friend across a baseball field and you can't quite tell whether he wants you to throw the ball for a double play or permission to date your sister. The second is using active anti-noise generators, also known as noise cancellation, which you can learn more about here. The third is by reflecting and or absorbing unwanted sound using different shapes and materials. So for this example, let's say that sound is like a rubber ball. If you throw it at a concrete floor, it'll bounce and reflect off in another direction. But if you throw it at something like a bed of pillows, most of the energy from the ball will be absorbed. A more comprehensive solution is a combination of the two, with soft shapes designed to both reflect and absorb sound. And this is usually found in spaces like recording studios, where sound isolation is extremely important. There are even spaces so well isolated or soundproofed for special applications that people have trouble spending a long period of time in them, claiming that the sound of their own heartbeat became frustratingly loud. Yikes. But since most of us probably don't live in recording studios or soundproof chambers for scientific research, how exactly does sound dampening really affect us in day-to-day life? Well, soundproofing is actually used in lots of things. Cars use sound dampening in mufflers and resonators, so we don't all sound like race cars in traffic, except for that one guy who lives on my block. And they also use insulating layers to reduce the sound made by traveling down the interstate. Nissan actually built an electric car that was so quiet that the sounds of air moving over the car were discomforting to passengers. And to solve this, they actually had to make specially shaped headlights to deflect air around the car, reducing noise and making that a method of sound dampening. Houses, of course, have insulation in the walls to help with climate control, but also to assist with keeping unwanted sounds out. Many modern houses use windows made of multiple separated layers with airspace in between to help them absorb sound and to prevent heat transfer. And if that's not enough, there are actually special kinds of drywall and even glue that you can buy so your living room won't sound like an echoey cavern when someone upstairs scoots a chair around. Many businesses actually use special panels in the ceilings to help absorb unwanted sound, which is important for privacy reasons as well as just general workplace comfort. And speaking of the office, we can also use computer cases with sound dampening foam built right into them to block out the noise from cooling fans. So then, what's next? Remember those three main ways to dampen sound? Well, soon there may actually be a fourth. Scientists are using quantum mechanics to produce new materials for sound dampening that would allow for the redirection of sound across a material's surface without allowing any vibrations to travel through it. That means in the future it may take much less material to isolate a space, and it could potentially be used to reduce noise pollution in things like busy cities, airfields, and even the trains that are right next to our studio. Speaking of not needing as much mass to absorb sound, Mass Drop has another one of their pretty killer deals going on today. The featured deal today is an LG 34UM94, very similar to this 34-inch ultra-wide flat panel that I reviewed way back about a year ago. The cool thing though is that unlike that one, this one can be had for as little as $649 through Mass Drop if it reaches the lowest price. Of course, this product is available only through Mass Drop at the significantly discounted price thanks to their group buy model, which the way it works is essentially the community is like, hey, there's a bunch of us who want to buy this thing, and Mass Drop goes, hey, that's cool. They go to authorized distributors or to the manufacturer themselves, and they negotiate a price, and then the more people actually commit and put money down, the lower the price drops. And they've got tons of other items, everything from knives to computer hardware to keyboards to audio equipment, filming equipment, lots of great stuff. So head over to draw.ps/techquickie, linked in the video description, to check it out now. The link doesn't give us a kickback or anything, but it does let MassDrop know that we sent you over there to shop. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, click that like button. If you didn't, then hit dislike. Leave a comment below if you have suggestions for future Fast as Possibles. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and follow and all that good stuff so you don't miss any Tech Quickie, right, wrong channel, videos like this one.